Hey, how's it going? Jeff here from Jeff's Toy Review. And today I will be going over my Lord of the Rings action figure collection. So this will be part one because I do plan on expanding on this collection. I do want to get my hands on some orcs so I can build an orc army and like recreate different scenes in the film, different battles that they had and all. So I wanted to really focus on the fellowship. I want to get all of the fellowship. And once I get them, then I'll start collecting the villains. But so far I have the whole fellowship here. I'm only missing two of the hobbits, Pippin and Merry. Once I acquire those two, the fellowship will be completed. So I have been posting showcases of each figure individually, but in this video, I will be going into more in detail with each figure in this video. So without further ado, let's check out the figures from the Toybiz line of the Lord of the Rings. Alright, so let's check out Frodo here. So as you can see, let's take a closer look at him. He has a very nice face sculpt, nicely detailed. You have his sword here that he acquired from Aragorn. This isn't Sting, this is the sword he was given during the Weathertop. That was a cool and scary scene. I remember as a kid watching that. I was excited and scared at the same time. Then the music is just, and that's another thing, just everything just from the music. It was just amazing in the Lord of the Rings. And I'm still a fan to this day. I'm collecting the figures and also the books, even though I have all the books, but I want to get like different versions of the books and all. But he has some articulation as well. You can see he has some head movements here. You can rotate left and right. You can move the arm up and down, 360. There's a swivel at the wrist here. There's no bend at the elbows here. You can get some little leg movements and some foot pivots, and there's also a hinge in the foot as well. And also a lot of these figures have gimmicks. So with Frodo, if you squeeze his legs together, he has like a sword slashing gimmick here. So you will see that a lot with these figures. But that's Frodo. And also this cloak he has, this was Sam's. Originally he had a cloak with a backpack, but I figured I would give that cloak to Sam since that would be more fitting, since he was the one that always had the backpack and the cooking supplies. So I figured I will switch cloaks the two. But this is Frodo. Okay, set him to the side. And let's go over Sam. I had to put him on his base because he couldn't stand well on his own. So, as I mentioned, I switched cloaks. This seems more fitting for Sam to have. So, take a closer look at him. Amazing detail. The face sculpt is great. It looks just like the actor. I can get the camera to focus here. Come on, focus on me. Come on, focus. There we go. Very nice face sculpt. Nicely detailed. You can see all the bags he carries and the detail in the clothing. You can see here the different layers. Very nicely detailed. His sword. See the detail in his feet here. And he also has articulation. Head can rotate. There's a swivel at the bicep, bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrist. The legs can move out. There's a bend at the knee. So this figure has very nice articulation. so you can get some decent posing with him. I wish Frodo had it, but I guess due to the gimmick, it they didn't put any bends at the knee or anything like that. So that's Samwise. Very nice. Now let's go over Gimli the dwarf. Amazingly detailed. Just look at that face sculpt. These figures are beautiful. And it's amazing that these figures came out in the early 2000s. And in my opinion, they aged very well. I mean, they're greatly detailed. From their weapons here, you can see the engravings in his axe. Nicely painted. Toybiz did a very good job with this line. So there's also some articulation with Gimli here. There's a bend at the knee here. You can see in there. There's a bend at the knee, swivel at the thigh, bend at the elbow here, swivel at the wrist. I believe there is some head movement, but due to his beard and hair, it kind of hinders it. There's also some arm articulation as well. And yep, this figure doesn't have any gimmicks. Him and Sam doesn't seem to have any gimmicks, but that's good. Take a look at his robe here. It's nicely detailed. Very nicely detailed. Amazing. So that's Gimli. Now let's go over Legolas. He's one of my favorite characters next to Frodo. He's just amazing. I really wish that he came with his bow and arrow. He seems so bare without it. As you can see here, his quiver. And due to his gimmick, he has dagger throwing gimmick. So you press this button here, this long, odd looking button here, and he throws the dagger. And you can put the extra ones in his quiver here. So he has some articulation. You can move his head left and right. You can move his arms. There's a bend at the elbow here. You can move his legs. There's a swivel at the thigh. And nicely detailed. Again, you can see the design on his garments and all. The detail on his quiver. Very nicely detailed. And it has a great likeness to Orlando Bloom. Very nice. So that's Legolas. Now let's go over Gandalf the Grey. Again, another amazing looking figure. Take a closer look at him. The face sculpt is so-so. It kind of looks like the actor Ian. Look at his robes. Now this piece right here is removable, so you can take this off. As you can see, you can remove that. Oh, and his hat comes off as well, so you can have him, you know, like this. When he's like not in battle, he's have his hat off and just have his staff here. And this figure also has a gimmick, but due to the age and of this figure, the batteries went out, but his staff will light up. As you see here on the tip of his staff here, that's where it would have his feature, and it would light up when you attach it to his hand. See detail here. And he also has, like, he can do this. It's a lever on his back here, and you can push it down, and he has this staff striking gimmick. So very cool. Very nicely detailed. He has some articulation. There's a bend at the elbow on each arm. There's some articulation in the leg here. You can also, there's also a bend at the knee. So you can get Some nice little articulation and some poses with Gandalf here. And there's also a swivel at the waist here. So that's Gandalf. Very nice. Let's go over Aragorn. This is Aragorn. Nicely detailed. Very cool. This one is from the Two Towers. And in my opinion, in the Toybiz line, this is the best face sculpt of Aragorn. The other ones were okay, but this one has a better resemblance of the actor. Here's his, pull out his sword here. Place it in his hand, like so. And he also has a sword slashing gimmick. You squeeze his legs together. Is it his legs? Yeah. Hold on. Squeeze his legs together and he has like a sword slashing gimmick. He also has this little knife here, which is very cool. You can put it in his little pouch, or I forgot the name of it. And you can use it, place it in his hand. So that's a nice little feature. Put it back in. You also see his ring here. Very nice. There's some articulation. You can move the head left and right. There's a bend at the elbow. Swivel at the wrist. You can move the legs a little bit. There's a bend at the knee. It's a hinge in the foot. And that's it. Oh, and there's also a swivel in the biceps as well. Move the arms. So you can get some good little poses with Aragorn here. Very nice. Very, very cool. He was amazing in the film. Now let's go over Boromir, which I just received today. Very nicely detailed. Very, very cool. Let's have a closer look at him. Has a nice likeness to the actor. You see here his shield. Nicely detailed. You can see some wear and tear on it. Very nice. Sword. And he also came with his horn. See here. Nicely detailed here. Very nice. You can attach it in his hand, like so. Like that. There's some articulation. There's a bend at the knee, hinge in the foot. Head can rotate left and right. There's a bend at the elbow. There's a swivel at the bicep, but mine's is a little stiff. And he also has a gimmick here. When you remove his cloak here, you can see a little lever here, and you can like press it, and his arms and head move like so. He has like this little gimmick here. So that's really cool. Nicely detailed. Nicely made. Looks amazing. Just like in the film. It was a sad scene when he died when trying to save the hobbits, Merry and Pippin. But yeah, nice figure. Amazing looking figure. And finally, let's go over Arwen. Move this horse out the way. So here's Arwen. Take a look at her. Very beautiful and looks just like the actress. Very beautiful. And her gimmick, her necklace here would light up, but due to the age, the batteries went out. And her skirt here is made out of a soft material. And her legs are like, excuse me, her legs are like rubber. Like the outer layer of the sculpt of the figure is like rubber. But there is some articulation here, as you can see. Excuse me. There is a swivel at the thigh, and you can bend, there's a bend at the knee. So that's really cool. There's also a bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrist. You can rotate the head left and right. You can move the arms 360. And you can take a closer look at our sword here. You can see the engravings in the blade here, and then, the hilt. If I can get it to focus. There we go. It's very nice. And this horse here, she did not come with this horse, even though there is a deluxe version of Arwen. And it comes with her horse and Frodo. But I already had a Frodo. I don't want multiples of figures. There is an exception, like Gandalf the White. That's pretty much a different character in a way. But I didn't want duplicates of each figure. So what I did was I went online and found this horse. I forgot the name of the company that was selling them on Amazon. But it's in scale with Arwen, so I was able to purchase it. I only paid like $16 or maybe $18 for this horse. I think it looks great with Arwen, even though her horse was white, but this is the closest I could get, and she can sit on it very well without any problems, as you can see. She looks amazing. Looks very, very, very good. So that is Arwen. And you can also recreate the scene, the Weathertop scene. You can have, scoot her back. You have Frodo on the horse here. Like this. So you can have it like that. Looks very, very good. And almost forgot. Sam also came with this little ledge here, this little hill. And it has a little feature. You can attach Sam's hand, and you can attach it to the end of a table or a ledge or anything. And there's also this little button here. You can press it and it shoots up. Let's see if I can catch it. Like that. So that's really cool. And that is all of my Lord of the Rings figures. That'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoy this one. This will be part 1 of my Lord of the Rings figure collection. I will have more parts when I acquire more of the figures on this line. I want to get more orcs. I want to acquire some orcs and hopefully build an orc army and other villains from the Lord of the Rings, so I can recreate different scenes and all. And I'm also working on some dioramas for my Lord of the Rings figures, and I will share that with you all when they are completed, once I acquire all the supplies and all. But I will see you all in the next one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Jeff out.